Hey folks, Bill from Little White Dory, and we're here outside. It's first day of November, and we have a new addition to the homestead. We're going to introduce him right now. This is Hero, our second Catahoula, and he's enjoying a little bit of rawhide just now. Just came back from the groomer. He got a nice bath, and boy did he need one. Came back from the vet, got a clean bill of health. Everything's looking pretty good. We're going to follow up with a few things, but he seems to be just adjusting. Poor guy came from Texas. And he came from Texas to meet Gumbeaux, another Texan. Well, he's from the Tex-Mex border. We question his authenticity and whether or not he's actually a citizen, but not sure. For those Trumpers out there, we don't have a birth certificate. We just go by what he says. All right, so I've got them separated. One in this corner, one in this corner. They're eating their rawhides. My only fear is that Gumbeau's will go down faster, so I gave him a little bit of a thicker one. That's maybe a bigger one, I don't know, but it seems like it's pretty far gone already. Yeah, it's pretty gone. And then over here, I think we're probably just starting. I don't know, maybe he's gotten down a pretty good sized piece of it too. So hopefully they'll end at about the same time. And I don't know if you can see how different the space is. It's just about the wide angle. It's probably about 30 feet maybe, 25 feet. And they're happy. They're both happy, and I'm happy. Uh-oh, one's done. Let's see what happens. Gumbeaux, don't you go near him. Gumbeaux will listen to no. Hero doesn't understand a word. He doesn't even know his name. So this is what I'm up against. Yeah, I think he's just about done with it. So as soon as he's finished, I think they'll get back to their playing, which was basically Gumbeaux jumping all over Hero. But that's what they do. He did have to establish his dominance and his superiority and his bigness and his 1 year olderness, and that this is his territory and that he's going to have to become accustomed to sharing. And you're going to see this is the kind of interactions they get. Gumbeaux. Yeah, Gumbeau's just going to check for make sure there's no crumbs. Alrighty, folks. Just a short little video to show what's new on the homestead. Chickens are doing good. They're actually out in the back. I'll give you a quick look at them while these two have their moment. So we have the garden gate is open over here, which now means that the chickens can get into the garden. And it may or may not show up very well on the video, but you can see the different shades of color in the ground. And wherever you see the darker, richer color is where a chicken has scratched it up and aerated it and fertilized it. In fact, there's one huge chicken poop right there. And that'll dissolve into those wood chips. The wood chips will absorb some of the nitrogen and hold on to it. And then as it rains, it'll leach back out over time. They're using cattle panels here to separate the backyard into sections. This is dog proof. It is not chicken proof. So today when I came out, there were 4 chickens standing right about here. And Gumbeaux was very, very good. He's cool now. He doesn't have a problem with going after the chickens, although unattended, he's only had a few opportunities. He hasn't done anything. On the other hand, I think this guy, Hero literally probably sees those chickens as dinner on legs, because he was about a year old when he was found, or at least that's what the estimate is. And the description was that somehow he found himself homeless on the streets in Texas. I'm not sure exactly where, but very underweight. He's about 32 pounds. Vet says he wants to get him up to 35 to 38 pounds. And I thought, interesting. I thought he looks emaciated, but he said, no, that's the build he should be. Man, it's a very skinny, thin build. You can see on his rear leg here, he had, oops, he moved. He has a cut that probably would have required stitches back when it happened, but we don't know what happened. It's healing. We have notes that there was an injury about a month ago, which was when he came into the adoption system. That's all we know is about from a month ago, that he's a year old. So I just had to go get the leaf blower out because we have a neighbor who's not exactly a bad neighbor, but perhaps not a good neighbor. And what I'm going to do is pan up and show you my neighbor's yew bush. It's more like a yew tree. We've asked many times to have it cut back. Now I have the problem where it's the fall and it's dropping the little red berries. I can show you them there. Here's one on here. And apparently they're tasty enough that the dogs will eat them. Now Gumbeaux has probably had enough that he'll get a bellyache and he won't eat them anymore. But this one doesn't know any better. And I've asked him, please cut it down. All I can do, come over here, is this. Shave it to the side of the fence. So we're at a point now with the neighbor that we're really going to have to just, I don't know, maybe ask them to cut it down and say if you don't, we're going to determine that it's a poisonous berry and that you do have to be responsible for it. And if it gets my dog sick, I will take you to small claims court. So that's life here. New dog, old problem. Anyway, these two guys seem to be getting along pretty good. Gumbeaux was very much so aggressive and dominating over him. As you can see, he still is. They both want to play. They just want to play in different ways. Gumbeaux wants to be full-on tackle football. Hero just wants maybe a little bit of, like, flag football. But yeah, he's eating tomatoes too. I hope that was a tomato. I asked the vet if the tomato's a problem. He said, not really. I asked him if cucumbers are a problem. He said, no, they're really good to give him to the dog. So, season next year, they'll be getting more cucumbers. They got their last one yesterday that I found in the garden. And that's it. Here's about 7 minutes you can't have back. But we appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section, and we'll gladly get back to you. Alrighty, guys. Puppy love. Look at this. And he is an affectionate dog. Let me see if I can get him to come close up. He's usually very willing, but Gumbeaux kind of gets a little jealous. A little jealous. There you go. Yeah, they're both right here. Watch, they attack me here. Gumbeaux, don't be sniffing. What are you sniffing in my pocket? Oh, he knows because I had a cookie in there yesterday. I'm wearing the same t-shirt that I wore last night. Gumbeaux? Yeah, this is the kind of aggression. It's a little bit of just, getting the, hey, cut it out. Hey, don't bark. She's scaring me. Gumbeaux didn't like that he was in my pocket, I guess. Or he wants to play with him instead of me. Don't be digging. No need to dig. Oh boy, that's going to be a problem. All right, let's go train the dog. Bye-bye.